Hello, this video is just a quick one talking about different types of blood vessels. So we'll be looking over at this part of the screen, not this part of the screen. We'll come to the right side in a second video. So there are different vessels, different passages, containers that carry your blood through your body. There are three main types: the arteries, the capillaries, and the veins. The difference in them is mostly due to function. In biology, this is often true. Arteries have very thick walls. We can see here the wall is thick, or here the wall is thick, and their walls have a thick layer of muscle. They are, of course, watertight because they're carrying high pressure blood, and they're always taking the blood away from the heart. They're connected to a ventricle on your heart. They can carry oxygenated or deoxygenated blood, but it will always be at high pressure, and it will always be going away from the heart. A small artery is called an arteriole. It has less high pressure, but still kind of high. As the blood goes away from the heart, it branches into smaller and smaller arterioles until you get to capillary beds. Capillaries are where you do gas exchange, nutrient exchange, water exchange. They have very thin walls because their purpose is to allow diffusion. They are also very narrow. The narrowness is a feature, helps to give them high surface area. They are so narrow that sometimes your red blood cells, which are very small cells, erythrocytes, have trouble squeezing through. There are many, many passageways, and these are the thinnest type of blood vessel that you have. As you go back towards your heart, you go through small veins called venules that lead into bigger veins and eventually back to your superior or inferior vena cava. Your veins are kind of like arteries, but the walls are thinner. The walls here or the walls here, they're thinner than the arteries because the blood going through there is at very low pressure. The pressure is really close to zero most of the time. They also have these valves. There are valves that go one way. They let blood through this way, but if the blood tries to fall back down, it pools inside of here and slams that valve shut. We need those valves so that we can carry blood back to the heart from your feet or from anywhere below your heart against gravity. Arteries don't have this problem because the heart is the pump. But veins are going back to the heart, so they need help to go back up against gravity with low pressure. These one-way veins are things that can fail, and when they fail, you notice them as kind of bulging, usually in your legs as you age. We call those varicose veins. So three types of blood vessels: arteries, which can be small, called arterioles, that are thicker, they are elastic, they need to snap back after a high pressure pump from your ventricles. Your capillaries, which are really, really thin, that's where we do all of the exchanging, stuff in or stuff out of the blood. And veins, which are sort of in the middle. They're kind of like an artery, but not as thick and resilient as an artery is because they don't have to deal with such high pressure blood.